Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a T92 HMC. It's an American Tier 10 SPG, and this one's located on the north spawn of Cliff under the command of ProvoBob. Now I think you can see it's got our logo on the barrel, and that's courtesy of Sir Rusty. Thank you so much for doing the skins for us. Those are freely available to anyone who visits his Facebook page. Right, we've got the biggest gun in the game. 24 centimeters the size of this cannon. It's absolutely huge. And this Arty was known as the King Kong or nuke cannon because it was so big, and they were designed for the invasion of Japan, Operation Downfall. Now, ProvoBob's taking it over the edge into the dip on the Western Pass. Now the output damage from this gun is 1300 hit points. Absolutely huge. And he's not taking it into the usual bushes. He's moving off to one side and he's going to shoot from there. Now it'll only penetrate up to 60 millimeters of armor, and you can use premium rounds. He's using standard HE to start with, but he does have 7 rounds of premium. First target's an Object 907. He's dialing in on that position, almost ready to go. Rounds out, it's good. And 390 hit points of splash. Now the reload is quite long, 42.54 seconds. You'd expect that with such a big shell. So he's got enough time to just relocate a little. Avoid any counter battery. And there's such a large number of enemy tanks up at the centre. This is an all tier 10 game, by the way, so plenty of potential. Almost ready to shoot. Got 2 tanks together, Object 260 and IS-7. If he can hit both of them at the same time, it's going to mean more experience, more points. Lining them up, rounds out. This looks good. It is! He kills the Object 260 and does 223 hit points of damage to the IS-7 at the same time. So very nice. Now all he needs to do is just relocate just a little bit. Now they only actually built 5 of this SPG, and the reason for that was that it was near the end of the war and the atomic bomb was dropped on Japan twice, and of course that finished it off before they could get the rest of them ready. They did build 2 of this type of vehicle with a different gun, and he got a direct hit there on the IS-7. No explosion means he hit it. And those ones with a different gun, the 8-inch howitzer, those became known as the T93 HMC. Now it's based on the chassis of a T26 E3 chassis. So that's the same tank as the Eagle 7, I believe. Looking around for a useful target to hit. Every time he finds something new to shoot at, it disappears from view. Oh, it's 210 hit points off the 907. He's relocated just a little. There's that 268. Moved up to shoot. He's pulling back behind the rocks. That's not going to protect him from an Arty round which is coming in from above. A lot of tank drivers, they think, oh, I'm nice and safe behind this rock, nobody can hit me, and then of course they get hit by an Arty round. only safe when you realise there's something that's vertical that's going to protect you completely from the enemy. And the only way he could do that was by pulling back behind that far rock. There's a Type 5. Well, we did a huge amount of damage to that 2684 because he's now only got 56 hit points. He's a one shot for anybody on the ground. If one of our tank destroyers can get around into him, he's toast. Instead, they're shooting at the Type 5. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to help them by firing at the Type 5 as well. Rounds out. It should hit. It does. 305 hit points of damage, and that Type 5 is now going to be a one shot. He is, and in fact, actually, we stunned an FV215B183. That's the Death Star. We stunned him at the same time. He must have been just behind the rock when our shell landed. Type 5 is now down to 450. He's still firing his massive great HE shells at our attackers. We're going to go for the Death Star. We're going to whittle him down a bit. Rounds out on Death Star. Lands right next door to him. That was bad RNG, I'm afraid. It landed just next door. And it looks like our E4, our T110 E4, has actually gone blue. There's some team damage. It's not showing -1, so he didn't actually kill anyone. I think he must have accidentally fired a shot into one of his teammates at the same time. Oh dear. Now, Type 5 is just behind that rock. Only got 2 rounds of standard HE left. We're 1 tank up on the enemy. Rounds out. And it's a direct hit! Now that Type 5 must be very badly damaged, and I saw a wall go down to the left, and I'm pretty sure that ProvoBob did as well. So it may be that one of the enemy was relocating behind that wall. That may be the FV215B, or it might be the Object 268 for that matter, because he did pull back. And we're 2 tanks up now. But that 907 is still being a problem for our guys. We're trying to come around the cliff. And there's the 268. We fire around in snapshot. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. It went long. So we've got a long reload. So it must have been the 268 that knocked down the wall. And he's now doing the correct thing of pulling back behind that wall every time he needs to reload. That 907's chased our Jaeger all the way back around the rock, and our Cranvarn's now moved up to assist him. We're going after the Death Star. We're almost loaded. Lining him up. Oh, we got 2 together. This is going to be fun. Rounds out on the Death Star, and we kill the Object 268 and splash. And we damage the 215. The 215 is wiped out by our Progetto 65. So 3 kills in quick succession, 1 of them ours, and our Progetto just got wiped out by their Gorilla 15. Right, so the scores are now even. They have more heavy tanks than we do, but their heavy tanks are badly damaged. There's the Type 5 heavy. E4 just took a swing at him. Lining up the Type 5. We fire a round in, and it's just too far away, but splashed him. E4's got moving in for the kill. Yep. Now this is where we can really be. Oh! The Gorilla 15 took that one as well, so he must be somewhere further back. He's probably up in the TD nest in grid square K5. That's why he was able to take out our teammates. If he's not there, he's back at the cap. In fact, actually, I'm more inclined to believe he's back at the cap, because when he killed our medium who was in the Western Pass, he could only have done that if he was looking from, say, grid square J1 or J2. Well, we've relocated. The enemies do still have an Arty of their own. It's a T92 HMC. And we're going to shoot at this E100. He's not quite a splash kill. We could certainly do a lot of damage to him though. Almost ready to shoot. Mark the target. Rounds out. Direct hit! 514 hit points, a very good hit. Their 907 went up on top of the cliff. He's exchanging fire with the Cranbon, and they've lost their E100. We're loaded. Rounds out on the 907. Oh, he ducks at the last moment to one side, but that shell would have done significant damage. And we've been spotted. Oh, that Gorilla 15. Where is he located? Oh, he's in the Western Pass. In fact, he was very, very close. He'd just come out of the pass and he was in the houses nearby. Oh dear. But the enemy's just lost their Type 5 Heavy, so they're now down to just 2 tanks. Their Object 907 up on top of the cliff, who just killed our Jaegeru. And so it's 2 versus 2. But our 907 knows that their Gorilla is somewhere on the other side of the Western Pass. So he must be grid square D1 or C1. And he probably doesn't realise. Yes, there he is. He's actually in F1. He came back. And he just put a round into our 907. But I'm sure our 907 is going to have something to say about that. Oh, and the Gorilla got him. So it's all down to the Cranvan now. Cranvan's killed the 907 on the enemy team. So it's now 1-on-1. Gorilla versus Cranvan. Well, you know that the Gorilla has that big, huge 15 centimeter gun with a massive 750 alpha, but the Cranvan is an auto loader, so he's got multiple shots available to him and he can pump those shots out one after the other. So my money would be on the Cranvan to win this. The only problem is, how many hit points does the Cranvan have left? He's found the Gorilla. He's got 362 hit points left, the Cranvan, and that's the 2-minute hooter. And he's pumping rounds into the Gorilla, who pumps one back but doesn't do the full amount of damage. If the Cranvan can get one more shot into the Gorilla, it's all over. I'm sorry we can't switch to the battle that's actually going on over there, but that sometimes happens when players don't flick to the next tank that's available so that they can watch the battle as it proceeds. There's the Gorilla. That's the minute hooter. 60 seconds to win the game, Cranvan. Sudden death. One shot will decide this game. I'd love to see what's actually going on over there, but oh dear, we're just going to have to sit here and wait. 30 seconds. Somebody's going to have to make a move, or it will end in a draw. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, he did it! With 2 seconds left on the clock, he killed the gorilla, and that's a victory. Wow, that was close. And here's the end of battle results. It's a second-class tanker for ProvoBob in the T92 HMC. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He actually managed to get 11, and he got a Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. If only we could have seen that end battle, because that must have been really, really tense. The two of them facing off against each other over a ridge line, and neither wanting to give an advantage to the other, but it all worked out okay in the end. The Cranbarn came good for us. And if we look at the end of battle results, we can see that the highest amount of damage actually went to the Death Star on the enemy team. 4,639 hit points he did. And the next highest scorer was the Gorilla 15 with 4,336, but it didn't help him to win the game. When it came down to it, it was ProvoBob managed 4,281 hit points of damage. But it was the Cranbarn who got the draw at the end, or got the win at the end, 2,578 to him. He also managed to get the highest number of kills on our team, along with the Jaegeru and the Object 907. The Gorilla 15 got the highest number of kills overall. He got 5, so he was one short of getting a Top Gun, but he missed it, he fluffed it, and the Cranbarn killed him. But ProvoBob managed to get 2 kills in that game, which is quite respectable. And when it came to base XP, he was actually in 4th place. He managed to get 884 base experience points. The top scorer was the Object 907 with 1,027. Then came the Cranbarn with 968 and the Jaegeru with 902. Let's have a look at the details. Well, we can see that ProvoBob fired 14 rounds during that game. He got 5 direct hits, 0 penetrations, 15 splash, damage of 4,281 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He received 1 hit, and it was a penetration. It was from the gorilla. It wiped him out completely. He also damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did stun assistance of 653 hit points off 13 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 61,859 credits, got personal reserves for 30,930, and a personal missions payout of 7,423. So his grand total came to 100,212 credits. After repair and ammunition resupply, he took home 6,768 credits. Now, the reason for that was he did use some premium ammo towards the end of that game, and I think he probably was carrying a little too much premium, and that's why he didn't make as much profit as he would have liked. But it was still good in terms of the amount that they made overall, because they won the game. He received 1,326 XP times 3 for the first victory of the day. He also got a personal reserve bonus for 100% and personal missions payout of 239. So he took away 5,543 experience points altogether. But it was quite an exciting end to the battle. If only we could have watched exactly what was going on with that Cranbarn. I'm sure that somebody was bricking it, because there was only seconds to go right at the end. The gorilla probably thought, no, I'm not going to make this, and pulled back. And at that moment, the Cranbarn seized his opportunity, dove in there, and quickly got the kill on the gorilla. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.